Canada, a country known for its vast landscapes and natural beauty, a land of towering mountains, endless forests, and sparkling lakes. From the Rocky Mountains in the west to the dense boreal forests in the east, the diversity of Canada's landscapes is truly breathtaking. But venture north, beyond the familiar, and you enter a realm of raw, untamed beauty. Here, the wilderness stretches as far as the eye can see, untouched by human hands. This is Canada's north, a vast expanse of tundra, glaciers, and icy waters stretching towards the pole. The landscape is stark and unforgiving, yet incredibly beautiful in its own right. The Northern Territories, Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut cover nearly 40% of Canada's landmass. These regions are some of the most remote and least populated areas in the country. Yet, they remain home to a fraction of its population. Small communities dot the landscape, often isolated and self-sufficient, living in harmony with the land. The land here dictates the terms of existence. The rugged terrain and extreme weather conditions shape the lives of those who call this place home. It is a place of extremes, of long, dark winters and fleeting summers, where the northern lights dance across the sky. The aurora borealis, with its vibrant colors, is a natural wonder that draws visitors from around the world. For centuries, this wilderness has remained largely untouched, its silence broken only by the wind and the cries of wild creatures. The tundra is home to a variety of wildlife, including caribou, Arctic foxes, and polar bears. This is a testament to its remoteness, its challenging climate, and the enduring presence of its indigenous peoples. The indigenous communities have thrived here for thousands of years, their cultures and traditions deeply intertwined with the land. This essay will explore why Canada's Northern Territories remain largely untouched, delving into the historical challenges, the cultural significance, and the impact of climate change. The harsh climate and difficult terrain have historically limited development, preserving the natural beauty of the region. It will examine the complexities of development, the advancements in preservation, and the future prospects, emphasizing the importance of respecting Indigenous knowledge in preserving this unique wilderness. Conservation efforts are crucial in maintaining the delicate balance of this ecosystem, and Indigenous peoples play a vital role in these efforts, drawing on their deep understanding of the land. The history of the North is a testament to human resilience and the power of nature's indifference. For centuries, explorers and adventurers dared to venture into this unforgiving land, lured by the promise of riches and the thrill of discovery. Many faced hardship, their dreams dashed against the unyielding grip of the Arctic. The vast distances, treacherous terrain, and harsh climate proved formidable obstacles. Explorers battled freezing temperatures, blinding snowstorms, and treacherous ice. Some perished, their stories echoing through the ages as warnings and inspirations.
Yet, the North continued to beckon. The allure of the unknown, the possibility of finding a new passage to the Orient, fueled expeditions. These journeys, though fraught with peril, gradually revealed the secrets of the Arctic and laid the groundwork for our understanding of this remote region.
Long before the arrival of Europeans, the indigenous peoples of the North thrived in this challenging environment. They adapted to the harsh climates and rugged landscapes, developing a deep understanding of the natural world around them. For millennia, they have lived in harmony with the land, their survival dependent on their ability to read the signs of nature and respond accordingly. They developed sophisticated techniques for hunting, fishing, and foraging, ensuring that they could sustain themselves throughout the year. Their lives intricately intertwined with the rhythms of nature, they moved with the seasons, following the migrations of animals and the cycles of plant growth. This deep connection to the land is reflected in their stories, songs, and ceremonies, which celebrate the natural world and their place within it. Their cultures are deeply rooted in their relationship with the land, each community developing unique traditions and practices that reflect their environment. From the intricate beadwork of the Metis to the powerful drum dances of the Inuit, these cultural expressions are a testament to their enduring connection to the land. Their traditions pass down through generations, ensuring that each new generation understands their heritage and their responsibilities to the land. Elders play a crucial role in this process, sharing their knowledge and wisdom with the young, teaching them the skills they need to thrive in the North.
The Inuit, Dene, Metis, and other indigenous groups developed unique skills and knowledge to survive and flourish. They hunted caribou, fished the icy waters, and gathered plants for food and medicine, each community adapting to their specific environment. They hunted caribou, fished the icy waters, and built shelters that withstood the harshest winters. These shelters, often made from materials found in their surroundings, were ingeniously designed to provide warmth and protection from the elements, and built shelters that withstood the harshest winters. These structures were not just practical, they were also a reflection of their deep understanding of the environment and their ability to live in harmony with it. Their connection to the land is not merely geographic, it is spiritual, a profound bond that shapes their worldview and identity. This spiritual connection is evident in their rituals and ceremonies, which honor the land and its resources, a profound bond that shapes their worldview and identity. This bond is also reflected in their communal way of life, where the well-being of the community is closely tied to the health of the land.
Today, indigenous communities continue to play a vital role in the North. They are the stewards of the land, their traditional knowledge essential for understanding and preserving this fragile ecosystem. This knowledge, passed down through generations, is invaluable in the face of modern environmental challenges. They are the stewards of the land, their traditional knowledge essential for understanding and preserving this fragile ecosystem. Their practices of sustainable living and resource management are crucial for maintaining the balance of these delicate environments. Their traditional knowledge essential for understanding and preserving this fragile ecosystem. This knowledge is not just about survival. It is about thriving in harmony with nature, ensuring that future generations can continue to live on the land. Their voices are increasingly being heard in decisions about the future of the Northern Territories, advocating for sustainable development and the protection of their cultural heritage. They are working to ensure that their rights are respected and that their knowledge is integrated into modern practices, advocating for sustainable development and the protection of their cultural heritage. Their efforts are not just for their own communities, but for the health and well-being of the entire planet, as they remind us of the importance of living in harmony with the natural world.
The Arctic is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the planet. This rapid warming is not just a statistic, it is a reality that is reshaping the very fabric of the Arctic environment. Scientists are tirelessly working to understand the full scope of these changes, studying everything from temperature fluctuations to the shifting patterns of ice and snow. This alarming trend has profound implications for the Northern Territories, where the effects of climate change are felt most acutely. Indigenous communities who have lived in harmony with the land for generations are witnessing dramatic transformations in their environment. The landscape they once knew is changing before their eyes, and wildlife is being forced to adapt to new conditions.
The once predictable rhythms of the seasons are shifting, making it difficult for communities to plan their traditional activities. Elders speak of how the timing of seasonal events, such as the migration of animals and the blooming of plants, has become unpredictable. This unpredictability affects not only their way of life, but also their cultural practices and traditions. Ice sheets are melting at an unprecedented rate, contributing to rising sea levels and altering ocean currents. The retreat of glaciers, which once seemed eternal, is now a stark reminder of the changing climate. These ice masses, which have existed for millennia, are disappearing, leaving behind landscapes that are forever altered. And permafrost is thawing, releasing greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This thawing not only contributes to global warming, but also destabilizes the ground, leading to infrastructure damage and changes in the landscape. The release of methane, a potent greenhouse gas from thawing permafrost, is a significant concern for scientists and policymakers alike. These changes threaten the delicate balance of the Arctic ecosystem. The tundra, a unique and fragile environment, is under stress as temperatures rise and ice melts. Wildlife that depends on this ecosystem, such as polar bears, caribou, and Arctic foxes, are struggling to find food and suitable habitats.
Wildlife populations are affected as their habitats shrink and food sources become scarce. Polar bears, for example, rely on sea ice to hunt for seals, but as the ice diminishes, their hunting grounds are disappearing. Caribou, which graze on tundra vegetation, are finding it harder to locate food as the plant life changes. Coastal communities face rising sea levels and erosion, forcing them to relocate. The encroaching sea is not just a distant threat, It is a present reality that is displacing families and disrupting lives. Homes that have stood for generations are being abandoned as the land they sit on is swallowed by the ocean. The very fabric of life in the north is being reshaped by the warming climate. Traditional ways of living, which have been passed down through generations, are being challenged by the new environmental realities. Communities are striving to maintain their cultural heritage while adapting to the changes around them.
Addressing climate change is paramount for the future of the Northern Territories. It requires a concerted effort from local communities, governments, and international bodies. Indigenous leaders are at the forefront, advocating for policies that protect their lands and ways of life. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions globally is crucial. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, such as wind and solar power, is a key step in mitigating the impacts of climate change. These technologies offer hope for a sustainable future, even in the remote and harsh conditions of the Arctic. At the same time, adaptation strategies are needed to help communities cope with the changing environment and protect the fragile ecosystems of the North. These strategies include building resilient infrastructure, preserving traditional knowledge, and fostering collaboration between scientists and indigenous peoples. Together, these efforts can help safeguard the Arctic for future generations. The vast natural resources of the North, minerals, timber, and oil, have long been seen as a source of economic opportunity. However, development in this fragile environment presents unique challenges. The remoteness, harsh climate, and delicate ecosystems require careful consideration and sustainable practices. Balancing economic development with environmental protection is a complex issue. Mining and resource extraction can create jobs and revenue, but they also pose risks to the environment and traditional ways of life. Infrastructure projects, while necessary for growth, must be carefully planned to minimize their impact. Sustainable development, with a focus on renewable energy, responsible resource management, and community engagement, offers a way forward. By prioritizing environmental stewardship and respecting indigenous knowledge, it is possible to harness the economic potential of the North while preserving its natural beauty for future generations.
Recognizing the ecological significance of the North, significant efforts are underway to protect its natural heritage. Vast areas have been designated as national parks, wildlife refuges, and territorial parks, safeguarding critical habitats and preserving the region's biodiversity.
These protected areas not only conserve wildlife and ecosystems, but also provide opportunities for recreation and education. Visitors can experience the raw beauty of the North, learn about its unique flora and fauna, and gain a deeper appreciation for the importance of conservation.
Conservation efforts also focus on sustainable resource management, climate change adaptation, and the involvement of indigenous communities in conservation planning and decision-making. By working collaboratively, governments, communities, and organizations are striving to ensure the long-term health of this remarkable region.
By prioritizing conservation, we can ensure that the Northern Territories remain a sanctuary for wildlife and a source of inspiration for generations to come.